Hello and welcome back to the Trainers of the World Tournament Season 2. I'm your host, DeltaTDS, and today, for match number 34, we've got the Paldean Gym Leader Tulip going up against the Pokemon Trainer Silver. We can see that maybe Tulip's going to have some trouble with Weavile, and maybe Silver's going to have some trouble with expanding Force Spam, but we can see that Silver set the ace to be his Gengar, as Tulip not set an ace. Was that intentional, Tulip? Tulip says it'll be fine, so we'll let the circus run. Once these trainers are ready, we can begin game number 1 and see who's going to be taking this first game. Silver starting off with the Weavile and the Gengar. Tulip starting off with Indeedee and Hatterene. Weavile reveals to have pressure. Indeedee setting up the Psychic terrain with the Psychic Seed as well, getting a free boost on that special defense. Hatterene is a terrifying Pokemon, one that you don't want to see expanding force. We've got the Mega Gengar, the Ghost Terra Weavile, the Fairy Terra Indeedee, Sludge Wave hitting that Protect, hitting Weavile and Indeedee. Knockoff doing 30% to Indeedee as Indeedee sets up a Trick Room. Hatterene's going to be very fast. Gengar's going to be very slow. Switching out to the Magnezone. Weavile going for Protect. Expanding Force doing 51% to Magnezone. Dazzling Gleam doing 10% to Magnezone, leaving it at 39%. Expanding Force takes out both of Silver's Pokemon, leaving him with 4 Pokemon as he sends out the Kingdra and the Alakazam. Indeedee sitting at just over a quarter of health as Hatterene sits over 3/4. Kingdra's going for Protect against that Dazzling Gleam, doing 64% to Alakazam. Another Dazzling Gleam takes Alakazam down to 10%. Expanding Force takes out the Indeedee and brings Hatterene down to 30%. It's currently 5v4 right now. Tulip's gonna send out the Gallet. Honestly, super goated Pokemon. Very underrated. Alakazam goes for Protect. Expanding Force takes out the Kingdra. Jeez, this thing... Oh, it's got Life Orb too. Gallade goes for Sacred Sword. Trick Room ends. Psychic Terrain ends. Mega Gengar comes back out here. Shadow Sneak takes out the Alakazam. Shadow Ball doesn't take out the Gallade. Expanding Force takes out the Mega Gengar. And it's just down to Ursaluna, who's taken out by that Sacred Sword. And Tulip takes game number 1 of match 34. From Silver's side, we saw nothing from that Ursaluna. We saw the Terra Ghost on Weavile with the Life Orb. And then nothing from that Magnezone. From Tulip's side, we didn't see anything from Mega Delphox, or the Farigiraf, or Armarouge. We saw the Psychic Terrain, Psychic Surge on Indeedee with the Terra Fairy. We saw Hatterene with Life Orb, and Gallade with most likely Sharpness. We are back on the field for game number 2, and we don't see any changes from Tulip's side. Silver's side, we can see an Entei and a Honchkrow, maybe a Crobat too. I'm not 100% sure if Feraligatr was there last time. I don't think so. But once these trainers are ready, we can see if Silver can bring this to a game number 3, or if Tulip Psychic spams her way to round 2. Silver starting off with Entei and Honchkrow. Tulip starting off with Hatterene and Indeedee. The same lead as last game, as Silver goes with a completely new lead. We know the usual, we know one strategy with this. Switching out to the Armarouge, Ironhead does 83% to Hatterene. Night Slash takes out the Armarouge with a critical hit. Expanding Force takes out the Entei, doesn't affect the Honchkrow. First turn, both trainers have lost a Pokemon. Very interested to see how the rest of this game plays out. Silver sends out the Crobat. Tulip sends out the Silent Delphox. Honchkrow goes Terra Poison, Leech Life, takes out the Hatterene. Night Slash lands into that Protect. Tulip's down to 4 Pokemon as she sends out the Indeedee again. You know, battling Tulip, it always feels like you're not playing on the home field. Or Tulip always has like the home field advantage with Psychic Terrain. Unless the other trainers are Psychic type too. Indeedee goes for Follow Me. Expanding Force takes out the Crobat. Night Slash with the crit takes out the Indeedee. Now at 3v4, Silver sends out the Magnezone. Tulip sends out the Gallade. Honchkrow goes for Protect. Heat Wave takes out that Magnezone. Psycho Cut lands into that Honchkrow's Protect. And Silver sends out the Feraligatr. I believe we've seen the Dazzling Gleam on Delphox. Expanding Force takes out the Honchkrow. Feraligatr goes for Dragon Dance. Psycho Cut with the crit takes out the Feraligatr just as Psychic Terrain ends. And it's all down to Ursaluna once again. Heat Wave doing just under half. Sacred Sword takes out the Ursaluna. And with 3 Pokemon remaining, Tulip takes game number 2, which means she's our winner for match number 34. She'll be moving on to round 2, where she'll be facing up against, I believe, the Coordinator Zoe. I think that's her trainer class. But join us tomorrow, where we'll be seeing Soledad going up against former Unova champion Alder. Thank you so much for watching, and until then, take care.